DLSU Radio, Green Giant FM. Welcome everyone to an episode of What's Up Bro, a special podcast series wherein we dive into the lives of our dear Lasallian brothers. My name is Miggy and I am accompanied by my co-host.
Hi, Miggy and brother VG, and welcome everyone to What's Up, Bro, a podcast brought to you by SMO and the Vocations Ministry Office of the De La Salle Brothers. And interestingly, our guests for today, of course, are brothers who are into the gaming field. We'd like to welcome brother Emong and brother Marvin. Hi, bros.
Hello.
Yeah, brothers, can you tell us how you are doing and where you are assigned and whatever you're doing now in the ministry?
Hi, I'm Brother Emong. The complete name is Brother Edmond Viroman FSC. Currently assigned here in De La Salipa. I currently have 2 classes in grade 9. But previously I used to handle senior high school classes. And also for this school year, I'm handling the IDII office for the school.
Hi, Brother Emong. I am Brother Marvin, everyone. Hello, everyone. I am, again, Brother Marvin. I'm currently assigned in De La Salle University, Das Marinas. But I teach also in De La Salle Lipa. So I'm teaching senior high school in De La Salle University, Das Marinas. And I'm also currently teaching in De La Salle Lipa, the wonders of online teaching. I was supposed to be assigned in a different place. I was supposed to be assigned abroad, but because of the pandemic, I was asked to stay in a place like similar to France, thus here in De La Salle University, Das Marinas. Hello, everyone.
All right. Hello, brother Marvin.
Hello. Thank you once again, Brother Marvin and Brother Emong, for joining us here today to discuss our topic. So to get on with like Brother Luigi said earlier, the two of you are in the gaming spectrum. So because I believe a lot of people, I mean, it's been over a year since the beginning of the pandemic, and a lot of people have started getting into gaming. So may I ask po, have you tried to play any games, or what games have you tried already?
I'll start because I only play one game. I play Mobile Legends. What's the other one?
Among Us.
Oh, well, that's true. Among Us. But yeah, the only game that I play right now is Mobile Legends. I started playing when I was with Brother Emong in De La Salle Lipa, when I was assigned in Lipa. He was the one who influenced me and the other young brothers to play Mobile Legends. It felt like if I'm not playing, I'm not building community with them. So I played Mobile Legends, and until now, I'm still playing. In fact, in a sense, I was able to inspire the other brothers here to also play Mobile Legends with me. So that's the only game I play, Mobile Legends.
I have been playing online games since 2014. In fact, the game that I still play is Summoner's War. That's my main game, Summoner's War. And then Mobile Legends is one of my side games, as well as Among Us and Genshin. One of the and dami kasi. And aside from Genshin Impact and Among Us. So yeah.
Thank you, Brother Marvin and Brother Emong. So I see that the common ground we have here is Mobile Legends. I have tried playing Mobile Legends a few years back as well. So at least may common po tayo na ground when it comes to gaming right now. So I have to ask because a lot of people have entered the gaming community, especially when we're all stuck at home and we're losing ideas of what we can do. So that's why a lot of people have resorted to gaming. In fact, I mean, among all the people who have a quick trivia lang po, of all the people who have begun in mobile gaming, one of the most popular platforms was in mobile, like phone, because it's easily accessible po, and most of the games are actually free for play. Like you don't have to pay to play any of these games. Now, so for example, some of these games, po, like you mentioned, are Mobile Legends, PUBG Mobile, and Wild Rift, and many more. So I want to lead to this next question po for you, brothers, because I feel this is something that I believe if anyone should look to anyone for advice, it should be you po. Because I'm not sure if you're aware po, but there's unfortunately a lot of negativity in the gaming community or in the gaming environment where sadly, especially here in the Philippines, people can get very harsh or maybe I'd say toxic because I think e-games like physical sports they can get very intense and that builds emotion, which is why people might be saying things that they don't really mean or harsh words that may affect other people. So I want to ask you this question, brothers, especially for all the gamers listening right now. How should one deal with negativity such as this while playing online games?
Uh, Akong response ko dyan is you should know why you're playing that game. I, for one, play Summoner's Wars because I simply want to have um, something that I would like to do when things get rough. When there's so much stress around me already, I need something that will keep me sane. Okay, or for example, something that I can use as a reward for myself. For example, after a day's work or after accomplishing so many things after a month, then I play Summoner's War just to uh, convince myself that somehow somehow there's this reason to look forward to. There's this prize in what you're doing. Um, kaya ang sinabi ko, 'di ba? Mobile Legends for me is just a side game. Um, sa totoo lang, I really cannot handle the trash talk in Mobile Legends, and Brother Marvin knows that. Sometimes I would squint in some remarks in chat, but they are nothing compared to the compared to the other players. Mine are Christian, mine are but if you read the other messages in chat, they are very distracting, discouraging, and sometimes even humiliating. So probably the first thing that you have to tell yourself is, I am playing this because of this. Okay? So paglaro, laro lang. Tamang laro lang. Huwag natin karirin, di ba? Ayun.
I actually agree with that, brother Emong. Because a lot of people, I believe that the emotion gets the best of them, which is why they say such harmful or like humiliating things to other people. Masyado po nilang siniseryoso in a way, which isn't the best. It leads to negativity. How about you po, brother Marvin?
Ang hirap actually mag-reply pag naglalaro ka.
Kasi naglalaro kayo, di ba?
Di ba? Naglalaro ka, tapos
Yeah, bro.
magre-reply. Hindi ko talaga naiintindihan how they do that, no? But that's true. Lalo na sa Mobile Legends, sobrang, at times talaga, yung chat, sobrang intense, no? And perhaps dito rin pumapasok yung background ko sa sports, no? Because it also happens in physical sports, diba? I play
Yes,
volleyball, no? Trash talk happens, and one of the things I was reminded of, no, when I was still playing, is that always remember, in a sense, who you are as a player. You know, yes, definitely there are a lot of times that you might commit mistakes. No, you might not been able to give the perfect performance. The same thing in sports, in esports rather, in mobile games. You know, there are a lot of things to consider. Sometimes internet connection is bad. Sometimes talagang minsan yung mga teammates mo lang din talaga, no? But at times, most of the time, you're the one who commit the mistake, no? So if you yourself, in a sense, you're harsh towards yourself, then definitely the trash talk that you see there would affect you, diba? But if you remind yourself, no, it's okay to commit mistakes, it's okay, you're just playing, sabi nga ni Brother Emong, no, laro lang naman to, diba? Then I think you'll have a good time. Sometimes nga, ang sarap din replyan minsan, sobrang trash talk to sa reply mo, God bless.
Pero interesting, Brother Marvin, with what you shared, that it's really similar to like physical games, no? And of course, in the physical, like volleyball, basketball, parang, di ba, syempre you have teammates, di ba? And
That's true.
interestingly, parang, I remember a year ago when the pandemic started, or when the quarantine started, there was, and I think it's still alive, the squad of the brothers in Mobile Legends. I used to be part of that, but I don't know why. So I don't know what happened. So anyway, but
You,
yeah,
you
before we
still
used
are,
to,
brother. You still are.
okay, I should go back to play. Yeah, I remember because we Iligan before, brother Chuck, brother Eugene, and myself, we were also playing, So, and it would be a very fun way to connect with you guys when you were still in Lipa, and our other brothers from Myanmar, who were here, So, how did that come about? How did that happen? The squad or the team, and how did it affect the way that you played also, as compared to when you would play just by yourself?
Alam mo, I can't recall how it started. It was the initiative of the Lipa community, if I'm not
Uh,
mistaken. Because in Lipa last school year, brother Luigi,
So,
there were 4 young brothers. So 2 Filipinos and 2 brothers from Myanmar. And since the pandemic happened, really, we were we introduced the game also to the other Myanmar brothers. So we started playing, the 4 of us. And then perhaps a thought came to mind, no, that what if there would be a squad of brothers? So in fact, we named it BR Force, Bro Force. And then, what do we call that? The sign name ba yun? Tama ba ako, Brother Emong? Yung at the end of the,
uh,
the
squad name.
so the squad name basically, and then at the end of our names, or rather at the beginning of our names, you would see FSC.
ah,
Yun yung ano, yun yung squad, no, FSC. So ang funny lang kasi if people would just know, yung minsan iniisip ko, if people would just know that we are religious who are playing games, magta-trash talk pa kaya sila? Ano ba yun? Minsan
that's right.
iniisip ko yan. But it all started just with the idea na we really just wanted to play with other brothers. And at the same time, no, parang yun nga, let the other people know subtly na we are brothers, no, that we are Dalasal brothers playing the mobile game.
Right. Interesting. Kasi we all know also that, of course, it's not conventional to see religious brothers in the gaming field, no, in how the gaming spectrum, as what Miggy said. So, parang interesting point about that would be really how the brothers also were able to relate with one another, diba? But at the same time, as we move along, how did your experiences in gaming help you relate with the younger generation? We're all still young, no? So,
Thank you.
how did that how did that help you in your teaching ministry? I'm sure in the lessons, diba? In the way that you deal and interact with young people. Did your experiences in gaming have an effect to them and in your relationships with them?
Definitely. Actually, it's an invitation for me to understand them more. Ako, I think I was able to share this with Brother Marvin. May nag-ML kasi sa class ko, dalawa. Dito yung isa, dito yung isa. Sa class ko, nag-ML sila. Pero to tell you honestly, there was more compassion and understanding than the natural reaction to take offense, or to be infuriated by the situation. Kasi di ba, what's interesting about that game that cannot wait, di ba? What's so important about the goal you're trying to achieve in that game, that you have, because inisip ko rin na baka naman tapos na sila, di ba? And then, diba? Tapos na sila, wala silang magawa, di ba? Then, di ba, get useful. So they're trying to achieve something with Mobile Legends. And to tell you honestly, I really like how Mobile Legends is formatted. The gameplay, the lore, of course, favorite ni Brother Abbott yan. The lore, the gameplay, the art style. I really appreciate how I can easily tap that body of knowledge to teach them both language and life, to teach them English and probably some lessons in life. Yeah, so hindi talaga ako na-offend yung first time na nakita ko. Talagang Mobile Legends talaga naglalaro silang ganyan.
Loob ng classroom?
Love ng classroom.
Malakas kasi wifi, bro.
Kasi may ginagawa sila. Kasi ano yun, modular na rin kami noon. Pero merong face-to-face. That time, face-to-face, pero they were working something in their respective Canvas modules. So,
And they were playing.
and it's difficult to notice because some of them were using tablets, some of them were using laptops, and
Tablet,
some of them
Mobile
were using,
Legends.
hindi naman. Itong dalawang to, cellphones yung gamit nila. So, di ba,
Right.
parang judger ka na hindi mo nga alam na ML yun, di ba? So,
For the two students that Brother Emong saw, make sure you watch this. I hope you're watching this episode.
That's true.
Special mention to you.
college na sila ngayon.
Shout out from Brother Emong.
Yeah, shout out to Brother Emong. Thank you for inspiring him to also take up Mobile Legends. Right. Sige, Brother Marvin, how about you?
Ako naman, no, I just really started playing when I was in Lipa. And prior to my assignment in Lipa, I was assigned in Mindanao also, in La Salle University, Osamis. And when I was still there, I'm hearing my students actually talking about the games already, especially Mobile Legends. But that time, since I'm not playing, I could not really connect
Yeah.
because I don't really know what they're talking about. When I was transferred to Lipa, then I started playing. You know what? I would see my students, or I would play with my students through Mobile Legends. No, that's it. That's where we would also chat. Mga students ko na hindi ko na talaga nakikita nakakalaro ko. Bigla na lang, there was one night when I was already here in Dasmariñas na parang we played like for 2 hours straight, and then these are the students that hindi sila part ng advisory class ko. Ano yun, other class, from another class. But we were playing. Then we were, at the beginning, parang we were laughing na, ba yan, sa lahat naman ng pwede tayong makita, sa Mobile Legends pa tayo makita. So parang, we were able to connect through Mobile Legends. And ako, at the same time, the excitement that we get, especially when we rank up. No, nag-rank up na ako last season, nasa Epic na ako, pero masyado magagaling ang mga nasa Epic, so nagpakababa ako kaya that's why huminto na ako, bro, kasi Grandmaster na ako ulit ngayon. Anyway, yung ranking up experience, in a sense, I was also able to incorporate that in our online modules, especially gamification part of the class. If they get certain points, they would reach the funny, just sharing, because I'm currently teaching Christian morality. So the name of our gamification for the modules is Moral Legends.
That's nice.
Diba? Mobile Legends Bang Bang is the name, but our gamified version is Moral Legends Amen Amen.
Oh.
Yeah, so I was able to incorporate that, and you would see also that the students who actually plays Mobile Legends also are very much interested to rank up dun sa class. So ang saya lang na may common ground ako with the students.
Yeah.
And kahit pa paano, we could be able to interact and engage through my class.
Correct. Similar to Brother Marvin, nakakatawa because when all of these things happened, parang I was still in Iligan last year now, so shout out to our LSA students there. Yung sa classroom talaga, it's really, I don't know, it's really something that if they have the chance to do it, they will play, right? So because it's so handy, it's just a mobile phone, diba? So when maybe if the teacher's out, so we're not supposed to do that. So anyway, or for recess or lunch, diba, they would play. And nung una, I wasn't playing, but eventually throughout the school year, when I learned about it, parang it gave us a common ground to talk about, diba? Common topics to talk about. And now that we're talking about it, I realized na that's where they could see their growth, di ba? I'm sure, Miggy, you're also a gamer. So parang that's where you could see like, oh, I'm getting better, di ba? I'm being a better gamer. I'm gaining all these skills, di ba, in Mobile Legends. And if only teachers could or brothers could understand also the psychology behind it or the motivation behind it. What's so interesting about it that they want to get better at it. Diba? So the drive to be better, the drive to learn more is there. So that's what I appreciated about mobile games. So parang interesting if, like what Brother Marvin said, very innovative way of teaching, right? That making that the theme of Mobile Legends into Christian morality. So for all the teachers there, you already have an idea of your next module. Yeah. Salamat, bro. Yeah, Miggy, how about you? What's your experience with games and education?
Well, personally, po, I have to agree with what you said that it is a really nice feeling, and I believe everyone listening can also agree that when you see yourself progressing and building up and ranking up, it's a nice feeling that you can see yourself getting better, and that's why I think we can move on to this next point where e-games is actually being incorporated a lot now in education, especially with the online setting, but where we're all a bit disconnected, we're all physically distant. But with adding e-games in education, I believe students of all levels are able to sort of relate or connect, and they feel nice that something that interests them is being applied in something that they need to go through, like the education, which is important. So, brothers, do you have any additional thoughts on how playing e-games like Mobile Legends or any other game for that matter, how can this benefit students and of course the teachers as well when it is added to their curriculum?
Nice question.
I have another game that I do online, but this is not actually from the e-games. This is from Marvel movies. I call it Egg Hunt. Diba in every Marvel movie, there are a lot of Easter eggs. Diba? That parang a certain item or whatever. So in a sense, I also incorporate that in my lessons. In each of my module, there is a hidden egg. Ayoko nung magsabi, baka nakikinig yung mga students ko, baka mahanap nila bigla. Basta may certain egg. You know, there's a certain Easter egg every module. And the students would need to discover that one. The first 5 students who would be able to discover the Easter egg actually wins a prize. There's an incentive. They would have a plus on their assessment. No, nagkaroon pa ng time na I sent a McDonald's voucher. So mga nakahanap nung egg. No? Tapos every module din kasi I have an evaluation. And very prominent to sa evaluation na sobrang na-enjoy nila yung games, no, the Easter egg, making the module something really interactive. Really makes them want to stay around. And especially now that it's online, it's really difficult to teach. I'm sure it's also really difficult to learn.
Yeah.
But if we would I think it is a challenge for the educators, no, to really do something different, so that your students would stay engaged with your modules, no. If you could really incorporate the games that you play, why not? And I think since this is really the first time that we're doing it, online teaching, there's no right or wrong. No, be creative as much as you can. No, so aside from the moral legends that I shared, this is really one of the games also that my students are looking forward to, the Easter egg. May comment talaga na parang may reason na ako para maghanap, para magstay sa module. Parang ganun. May ganung comment from the students.
Nice.
And nakaka, para siyang reward din on my end, no? Na to get comments like that from the students. Sabi pa nga nila, padaliin ko daw yung paghanap ng Easter egg.
Ang ganda nung innovation na ginawa niyo, bro. So, yeah, I learned something new from that. Thank you. Brother Emong, how about you?
Ayun. Kaya yung nabanggit niya ni Brother Marvin, the Philippine education system could really learn a lot from from mobile games. We can start by re-examining our goals. Kasi kaya addictive, kaya napaka-engaging nung mobile mga MOBA kasi yung goals achievable and the goals are reflections of these kids hardships. Parang alam mo yun, parang they spend so much time on it, they spend so much effort on it, tapos they're getting something they think would commensurate to that are commensurate to the effort they have exerted. And sometimes our educational system here in the Philippines does not reflect that. Well, we ask for so much. We ask for perfection. We ask for certain standards that only the teachers can achieve, or probably only a few of our students could achieve, diba? So probably we can start with the revisiting of these standards kasi yun yung dahilan kung bakit so the inclination ng mga bata is to lean toward the gaming side rather than the studying side. So if we could copy that in a different spectrum, which is the educational spectrum or community, then probably we can encourage our students to also achieve more than what they are achieving right now.
And before we move on to our next points, we would like to take a quick break. Do you want to share the stage with notable artists from Island Record Philippines? Well, here's your chance. Calling all current undergraduate LaSallian students 18 years old and above who are part of a solo, duo, or band with at least 2 original songs to audition for Social U School Tour Philippines. To join, simply submit a video with a 1-minute introduction and a performance of your originals. For interested participants, submit your demos through tinyurl.com/umgdemo until July 24, 2021. Show us what you got and get a chance to represent DLSU in this coming school tour. And welcome back, everyone, to What's Up, Bro, where we are currently talking about the gaming spectrum and how our brothers are involved and doing in the gaming community.
Just to end our conversation, I'd like to ask for maybe what could you say to young students today, or anyone, young people in general who are into mobile games, and of course faced with the realities that online learning is still very difficult, it's very challenging, but something that all of us must go through together. So how do you now balance, or how do you get yourself through it? As what Brother Emong said, parang it's easier and it's easier to go and just play, right? And so how do you now balance your motivation in playing mobile games and using the same thing and finishing what you need to finish, whatever that is? Yeah, any message for young people in that area?
Mong, you want to start?
Siguro dapat alam mo ayun nga yung kagaya ng nabanggit ko kanina, dapat alam mo na laro lang yan. Hindi yan ang totoong buhay. Ayun, so pero yun nga, if there are things that we can pick up from what we are studying, then probably we can use that in order to better ourselves in our academics. For example, Mobile Legends, strategy game yan, di ba? And it's also a community game, di ba? You have to adjust and forbear with your teammates, di ba? Ay, ang dami na nating mates, sige na nga, magka-tank na ako. So, probably ganun din sa real life, di ba? Na sa Mobile Legends lang tayo merong cooperative skills, 'di ba? So, we have to make sure that whatever gains we have or we are learning from the um, e-games that we are playing, we are able to replicate that value, to replicate that attitude in our academic standing. Actually, to tell you honestly, hindi lang talaga sa students yung kailangan tayo nagme-message eh. I think mas kailangan ng message talaga yung the adults. Kasi talaga in the recent years, um, e-games, they they haven't had that great reputation. Diba? Hindi naman talaga maganda yung reputation because of the trash talk, because of some students abusing their time, using so much money, spending so much money on a certain virtual purchases, diba? But actually, um, maybe, diba? Maybe there's this invitation for us to journey with these kids, to journey with these students. We cannot tell them to quit something we haven't tried. Diba? Parang anong meron doon? Maybe there's a gem, kung ano man yung pinagkakapuyatan nila. Maybe there's a gem in that game that only needs discovering and polishing. But we will never be able to polish that, turn that crude stone into a gem if we will not be able to experience getting into immersing ourselves in their realm.
Right. Yeah. Very nice insight, bro. Brother Marvin, how about you? What do you think?
Lang no, I was thinking of what Brother Emong said at the beginning of our session. When he said na always remember why you are playing. No, I'd love to think that most of us actually play games because it's our way to relax, no, and enjoy. No, if we would always keep that in mind, then we could set limits as well. No, if we could do that, then we could prioritize our responsibilities before we play. No, so perhaps we keep that in mind, that we are playing just really to relax and to perhaps to mingle with other people, no? But we are not playing so that it would parang take over our lives.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? No? You just play for the sake of playing. But once we need to do our responsibilities, then we do our responsibilities. We leave the game behind first, and then we do our responsibilities. And then mamaya pagkatapos mo na, then go back. Diba? And I believe if we always remind ourselves na, we're just playing for the sake of enjoyment. I think it's good that we think of that, especially now in an online setting.
Thank you so much, Brother Marvin and Brother Emong. I believe many of our gamers who are listening right now will take to heart your messages that gaming is more than just what it is, and there's definitely so much learning process that we can get from it. And I believe that that wraps up our episode for today. Once again, thank you so much, Brother Marvin and Brother Emong, for joining me and Brother Ouija. So we can talk about how games and how we can connect with the younger people. And so that wraps up our podcast. Thank you so much for everyone who is listening right now. Thank you so much for tuning in. And before we leave, I would like to remind you guys to check us out on our Facebook page. That is facebook.com/greengiantfm. And of course, I would like to remind you guys to hit us up on our Twitter, which is @greengiantfm. And of course, don't forget, if you want to see our pubs and our pretty faces and updates with the Lasallian brothers, you can head over to our Instagram, that is @greengiant.fm. And once again, my name is Mickey.
Hi, thanks, Miggy. I'm Brother Ouija, and just like Green Giant, you could see the De La Salle Brothers online on Facebook and YouTube. You can go to De La Salle Brothers of the Philippines, and on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitter and Instagram, you could go to DLS Brothers PH. So thank you very much for joining us in our very insightful episode about gaming, and we hope to see you in our online games soon.